We've got new seasons of Returning Giants, long-awaited adaptations of a manga with a cult-like following, and one single anime original. Do they live up to the hype? Now that we're in the middle of the winter 2025 anime season, I've had the time to give all these new and releasing anime a proper chance to see what's out there. So, if you're struggling to keep up, maybe you're curious to learn more about anime, or you're just plain lazy, don't worry, I got you. This random YouTube nerd who's chronically online is here to help you find out what's worth watching these days. These are what's worth watching these days. In my opinion, of course. ReZero Season 3 as the only must-watch, Sakamoto Days and Solo Leveling Season 2 in the really good tier, Dr.Stone Season 3, Apothecary Diaries Season 2, and Honey Lemon Soda in the solid tier. I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. And from bureaucrat to villainess, Dad's been reincarnated, both in the mid tier. And lastly, Zenshuu in the trash tier. I thought you just might appreciate it if I got to the point instead of having to make you watch the entire video to figure it out.
So the anime I'm focusing on is just the new and releasing anime I've been streaming to you guys on our Discord every week, and I'll be featuring your reaction today as well. If you want to hang out and watch some anime together too, then come on in. Links to join are in the description below, and everyone is welcome. That's what makes it a club after all.
And if you'd like to see how I've come up with these objectively correct opinions, then stick around and get comfortable, because I'm Frank, your club host for today. Now let's get into it. Let's start off with Zenshuu and why I put it in the trash tier. Don't get me wrong, I had high hopes going into this anime, and I'm willing to bet that anyone who saw the first episode also was equally as optimistic. However, this show is the equivalent of you peaking in high school. Everyone thought you were the coolest at first, but over time, you slowly dropped the ball. First of all, it's an anime original, and say no more because that's all I need to be convinced to check it out. Some of my favorite anime ever are anime originals after all. And this one's made by a very reputable studio, MAPPA. The first episode wowed me with a very pretty character design, beautiful animation, and an interesting enough power system gimmick where Natsuko, the main character, gets to draw whatever she wants to defeat the evil voids. However, what let me down is the fact that nothing in the show seems to be taken all too seriously. Let me be real with you for a second. I dislike most modern movies, like Marvel for a generic example, because it always feels like the movie is constantly trying to fill you with dopamine at every possible second because it doesn't trust you as the viewer to keep watching what they made. Now let me describe a scene from Zenshuu that makes me feel an almost similar way. We discover this elf, Memolin. Lemon. Who's basically been a side character up until that we've learned that she has lived for countless centuries, suffering hopeless wars the entire time, and losing many loved ones. She's absolutely traumatized from being broken over and over an unimaginable amount of times. It's discovered that over time she finds a following of people who feel the same and just want to summon the Void Lord to destroy the world and get it over with. The way this is introduced to us is suddenly and unforgettable.
My eyes do as well.
It's powerful, and the tone was set instantly as very dark, and I'm invested. However, the tension dies when Natsuko draws some fanfic pretty boy thing, and that's apparently all that was needed to make all that trauma go away.
Are you serious, bro?
Oh no, no way. No! He's singing!
No way that convinced her, bro.
What the fuck?
She drew a pop idol that just rizzed up everyone in this room and then just died.
What?
Like what? Tell me, is that something you would do realistically? Imagine a scenario where your friend opened up to you about their depression. Would you honestly think the next best course of action is to show them your cute OC that you drew on Tumblr? We did it, guys! The cure for depression was fan art all along! Well, I'd sure hope that you would make a more sensible decision anyways.
While I was editing this video, I was doom scrolling through Reddit when I came across two apparently real examples of people being saved by basically the same thing. It reminded me that the point I was originally trying to make wasn't as clear as I intended, that professional help should be sought out or recommended when possible by default, but at the end of the day, whatever works for you is cool too. Even if it might be meaningless to most, whatever you find meaning in is up to you. Anyways, just wanted to make that clear since it's a serious topic, so Yeah, cool. Okay, enjoy the rest of the video. Love you.
The entire side plot was introduced and snuffed out all within a single episode. What was even the point? That's what every conflict in Zenshuu felt like to me. You are a fool if you want to get invested in any real plot. I was especially frustrated that Natsuko has the power to draw literally anything, but refuses to draw anything cool like, I don't know, a hydrogen bomb? Freaking guns? Goku? I don't know. Instead, minus the exception of the first episode with a giant freaking cool laser titan, most of the time, she just draws the equivalent of furries.
Is that competition game?
It doesn't make sense to me. There was even a time that Natsuko went up to the greatest swordsman that she knew and told him to back down because she's got this, she has the power to draw whatever she wants, so instead of the swordsman going in, she draws another swordsman. But don't, guys, hear me out. This time, it's Swordsman Japan, who, by the way, lost to eggs. That's right, she drew a samurai to fight some eggs and lost. Bro, you don't even need special powers at this point. Like, you ever heard of fire? Either way, I dropped this show as 7 episodes. I really tried, guys, but I may as well save you the time and not recommend this personally. Moving on to Sakamoto Days. Tell me, as one anime fan to another, do you also have that one friend? You know, the one friend who always recommends you a manga, and this manga is absolutely peak, and you have to read it. So you say, yeah, sure man, despite you never really reading any books anyways. And then so much time passes that an anime adaptation gets made of the same manga anyways. That's me. I'm that lazy guy who just waits for the adaptation. And boy, were the manga readers right. If you've enjoyed One Punch Man, you'll probably like Sakamoto Days for the similar reasons. The main character is very fun and lovable, and the jokes land really well. It's a fun anime I could recommend to anyone. It has a few flaws that stopped me from putting it to the must-watch category, and that's mostly how the adaptation was executed. Back in my first impressions video, which you can find by clicking up here, I commented on the fact that the animation looked like a PowerPoint slideshow already, but I think it's forgivable, since the real animation efforts are spent on the climax scenes, which I think look pretty awesome. Online opinions seem to hate this animation though. In my opinion, I think they're overreacting a bit. I just think that as anime fans, we've been spoiled with animation like Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, and One Punch Man, jaw-dropping fights and sound effects. So we demand good animation at all times. But come on, can't we just chill out, guys? I mean, it doesn't look that bad in my opinion. Not to mention, the main reason why you would watch Sakamoto Days is for the comedy. The fighting and the action is more like a general theme. I especially love that every failed assassination attempt on our boy Sakamoto here, everyone just ends up being super chill about it.
男ってのは不器用な生き物さ。
どちら様ですか？
俺の名はボイル。プロの殺し屋だ。
主人を殺すのとかやめてもらっていいですか？
はい。
大体しとけると思ったの？
All the jokes are quite lighthearted and good taste, just like that one. So I think it is a very safe and easy recommend to anyone. My gripes on the animation are very nitpicky and not that important. Also, is that my boy Gon from Hunter x Hunter?
Yo, it's gone from Hunter x Hunter.
Oh my god, it does look like God. What the fuck?
Straight up.
Holy shit.
Now for what I consider is the only must-watch. ReZero Season 3, baby. We're so back. I might be cheating a little bit as this technically released in fall 2024, but they took a break for a few months. But now they've come back in the winter 2025 season to keep continuing and releasing weekly. So it counts. Deal with it. Let me be clear, when I see an anime as an isekai, it leaves a bad first impression on me, as you could tell by my earlier opinions on the isekai Zenshuu. The genre is just full of garbage, but ReZero is the exception that keeps me trying. It's dialogue heavy, there's loads of characters with depth, politics to keep up with, and if you could keep up with it all, then you are well rewarded with an amazing story. The best way I could describe ReZero is that it's almost like a gacha game. Let's say I had no knowledge of ReZero and you showed me these characters, and I'd automatically assume that they're from some gacha game just due to their overly decorated, vibrant, and I'll admit, cute and attractive designs. Like a gacha game, like Zenless Zone Zero for example. Whenever a new character is released, there's usually a high quality animation describing the lore of the said character.
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
And that animation usually does an excellent job of getting you as a player invested enough to download their game and gamble loads of money in hopes of getting to play that character that you just got invested in. Except in ReZero's case, it's only gacha character lore animation, no game, and your wallet is safe. Well, your wallet is safe until you see the millions of Rem figurines. Holy crap. Actually, what the heck was I thinking with this script? ReZero's like a gacha game? Yeah, I'm sure that makes sense to y'all. Look, just trust me, fam. ReZero's good, alright? Because I recently rewatched the entire thing because it took so long for season 3 to release that I forgot about it all. But after rewatching it, I gained a new appreciation for it. That this is a high quality anime that you've got to check out. And now that season 3 is out, it's popping off. Now for a bit of romance with Honey Lemon Soda. Despite the fact that I dropped this after 4 episodes, I want to emphasize that's just because I'm not a fan of shoujo romance in general, especially if it's geared towards younger teens. Because believe it or not, I'm not a young teen. I'm a big boy. However, I think I've seen enough to judge the quality of the show and recommend it as a solid watch if romance is your thing. One of the best strengths of this show is how pretty the background art is. I loved appreciating the small details from the windows, the grass, the pavement, and how the light shines through the leaves into the scene. It helps make every shot mesmerizing and almost dreamlike, which is what I imagine our main character Uka Ishimori experiences throughout the show. She's a very sweet girl who's just trying to break out of her shell from being bullied in middle school. The cool, collected, and man of very few words, Kai, helps her out, and I think their dynamic is very sweet. While I was doing research for my Why School Days is the Best Romance Anime video, I consulted a friend who exclusively only watches romance anime, and I feel like I've come to understand why fans of the genre love romance-focused anime so much. And I think Honey Lemon Soda checks all the boxes. Their use of silent scenes captivates you.
何者なんだろうな、三浦くんって。いろんな顔があるし、目が離せない。
You can see these characters forming a very unique bond in real time, while at the same time almost nothing happening on screen, and yet everything's happening. The emotions are subtle and leaves room for doubt, which is what I imagine these two characters are going through as well. They both struggle with self-doubt, and it's a beautiful journey of self-discovery for you to experience alongside with them. To save us a bit of time, I'm going to talk about the 2 anime I put into mid-tier, and coincidentally, they both have very long names, so listen closely. I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. And from bureaucrat to villainess, Dad's been reincarnated. Even though I've watched several episodes from each of these releasing anime, I don't have a whole lot to say about them because there's just not a ton of meat to them, which is why I could get away with talking about both of them at once, because both of these are comfort anime. They don't go deep into any lore, they don't try to be ambitious with anything new, and they don't mess up anything either. The premise of I may be a guild receptionist but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time is in the name. Alina Clover wants an easy life in a fantasy world, so she'll do whatever it takes to keep things simple, even if that means sneaking away to be a badass. The comedy revolves laughing at her being unlucky at every turn, ironically has an incredibly annoying life despite her best efforts.
Her house, bro. No.
Does she have insurance?
Is there insurance in this?
I don't know, they have credit scores.
I'm sure the guild's got it covered.
You have mortgages.
It's funny because it's happening to her and not me. Man, I hope I didn't just jinx myself. From bureaucrat to villainess, Dad's being reincarnated is also in the name. Sorta. This dad gets reincarnated into his daughter's dating simulator, and he takes over the body of a bureaucrat, villainess. and the comedy revolves him, despite taking over the body of a villainess, he's just a sweet and wholesome dad to everyone.
He just thinks he's villainous, but he's just acting like a parent. That's so funny.
I recommend both of these anime to working adults especially, who just want something easy to watch at the end of the day. I put both of these in mid-tier, but I want to emphasize that doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad. I just think that this anime season, there is higher quality anime out there that I would recommend a little bit more strongly than these, just based on my own personal tastes. Like Solo Leveling Season 2. Yeah, I'm that kind of degenerate. If you enjoyed Season 1, then Season 2 is absolutely delivering. Our boy has gotten much more powerful. The animation of the fight scenes still go just as hard, and we are getting some massive lore drops. I won't spoil them for you, but we are eating good.
Oh, that's sick.
Down.
Oh, he got out-chinned!
Down. Those smear frames were nice. Holy shit. Holy fuck.
What an uppercut.
The only reason that stops me from putting it into the must-watch category is the fact that I just personally don't like raw battle shonen like this. Personal taste again. The pacing is just a little too fast for my liking. The anime is all fights. It feels like even the biggest, most important fights only last for a single episode. This entire anime is all fights with only just enough plot to tie it all together. However, I forgive Solo Leveling because it never sells itself as a very deep show anyways. Never has. It knows what it is, and that's pure hype, baby. And now for the last two anime that I've put in solid tier. Apothecary Diaries Season 2 and Dr.Stone Season 3. I don't have a lot to say about these, except for the fact that I've seen a few episodes of each, and I can confirm that the sequels are now continuing the story in good faith. The animation is good, the story is good, especially for Dr. Stone Season 3. I've read the manga, I know what's in store, you should be watching. Now for some honorable mentions. This section is for anime that I've not personally watched, so take these recommendations with a bit of salt, but I do have other strong reasons for why I might recommend some of these anime. Like Ishiro, for example. I've come to know this anime through members of my Discord. Link in the description, by the way. And I think there's two members specifically who have really praised this show. So if you can't take my word for it, take the word of Kurosai, who claims that it's a battle royale kind of anime with incredible action and world building. After checking out a few clips, I'm inclined to agree. Lastly, two more honorable mentions. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun Season 2, and The 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You Season 2. Since I know their reputation, I thought fans might like to hear that there is a new season out, just in case they didn't know. Anyways, I hope I helped you find something worth watching today. One man can't watch all the anime, so I'm just kinda curious, what are you watching these days? Comment down below and let me know. If you enjoyed the video today, a like would be appreciated. If you want to keep seeing more content, a subscribe would be even more appreciated. Anyways, I'm Frank, your club host, signing off for today. Take care.